Alright, what's going on, guys? You already know who it is. It is your boy, the Dragonite here. Today, I'm going to show you basically how to use a mechanical keyboard for gaming. And when I say that, I want to really talk about the best layout, the best mechanical keyboard, and basically the best keybinds for when it comes to playing any game. Today game, I'm going to be using Call of Duty, but without further ado, let's get right into it. So, mechanical keyboards. So there are so many different types of mechanical keyboards, and the one I use is, there's a link in the description, is the Ducky 1-2 Mini. So this one is a 60% keyboard, and when I say 60%, it basically is more compact than your normal keyboard, right? So it is smaller. A lot of people are using 60%, and I personally love them. The keys are a little bit more closer together, and you notice there's no numbers over here or anything. It's literally just a 60% keyboard. Now, when it comes to finding your best settings for when it comes to keyboard, the normal layout is WASD, and I've done a lot of videos on mice aiming and stuff, but a lot of people don't know the best setup for gaming and when it comes to playing with a keyboard. So basically WASD is your normal how you move, right? So basically your W is you move forward, your S is move back, D's right, and A is left. So when it comes to that, I want to say that playing on mouse and keyboard, everything is personal preference, right? I know people like Symphony who turns his keyboard all the way around and literally plays something weird, right? It's all personal preference and what's comfortable to you. I am more of a traditional gamer, so I use WASD. So when it comes to getting your keybinds right, you want to have something that is close to WASD. I'm going to be using that a lot, and you're going to want to find something that, like I said, is really close to those keys. So I have a Logitech G02 Lightspeed, or G502 Lightspeed, and my switch weapons are on my mouse button, right? A lot of people have their switch weapons to be 1 or 2, and I find that really uncomfortable for me personally, because I have to take my hand off of W, and well, I guess I don't. I use this finger. I don't even know what it's called, but if you're to use that, you would have to go up and press one of these buttons, right? And I really don't like using that. Now, when it comes to finding a crouch button, right? So this is my shift right here to run, and I double tap that to run. I use my pinky and I just double tap that to run. My pinky rests comfortably right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here, and then my hand just kind of folds over WASD. Now if you're typing, you guys know that this is your typing, traditional typing I should say, layout. So when you're typing, this is what you would use to type, and I just threw my grenade there. But what you basically want to do is, if you guys type a lot, just switch your hand over, and it's really natural. So that is one of the things that I would say that WSD is one of the best layouts. Now shift I use to run, and that's traditional in most games. And then what I actually change is my crouch is traditionally it would be down on your control. Now I don't like control because I have to move my pinky all the way down to crouch, right? And it's just really unnatural for me. I have to switch my hands over, right, to crouch. So I use caps lock. It's right above shift, super easy, right? So I could be moving around, I could crouch, it's not really hard, right? Also, another thing is, a lot of people get stuck on or fumble over their keys. You're thinking about it too much, right? So when you first start out, you are going to be struggling, right, getting the muscle memory down. WASD spacebar is always jump, because your thumb automatically rests on spacebar. So that's one thing. So WASD, I have my tactical, my equipment to X, and it's really simple. I just run over to a corner, and I either use my pointer finger to press X, or I use my index finger to press X to throw it down, right? It all depends. Now when it comes to crouching, I'm gonna pick this up. When it comes to crouching, I actually have it bound to my mouse. So my mouse has 3 buttons with the G502, and what it is the DPI switch, and I actually changed that to like 9. And so when I crouch, I just use my mouse button to crouch. Switch weapons, I just use my mouse buttons, right? To melee, it's just my scroll wheel down, and it's really comfortable. So that's the beauty of mouse and keyboard and finding your best settings when it comes to, you know, playing on a mouse and keyboard. Now, when it comes to my crouch, or my prone is also bound to my control. I am really trying to get used to switching down real fast to hit control, right? But it's just muscle memory. I have really big hands, as you could see, and it should be easy for me, but it really isn't. It's really weird. Now, when it comes to throwing my tactical, I try to evolve everything around WASD. So to throw my tactical is Q, right? So a quick press of Q, I can hold it, and that's how I throw it, right? Q, let go, it throws. Super easy. Now, traditionally, G is your grenade, and I personally don't like that. Like, look how far my hands have to stretch over to hit G, right? It's just unnatural. So what I end up doing is I actually bound it to F, right? And this is what I'm talking about. You want to have everything like literally in this central location. You don't want to reach too far over. Now, F, I think by default is pick up stuff. I traditionally like E to pick up stuff, because when I'm running, I can just pick up something real quick, use it. If I want to open a door, it is E to open. Yours might be F. I personally switched it because like I said, I'm a traditional gamer, and I like using E. All other games are E for me. And the beauty about mouse and keyboard is, when you're playing on PC and you're using a mouse and keyboard, you can bind it to whatever you want. So each of, like, any of my games, the keybinds are the same, right? So always Q would be my tactical. F is to throw my nade, and I just let go, and you know, my nade is thrown. I'm gonna put this down. So when it comes to like finding your best settings, everything is personal preference. That is what I use, and I thought a keyboard cam would help you guys basically to learn how to get used to mouse and keyboard and the general idea of setting up your own personal keybinds. You want to have everything close together. Now, I know some of my buddies, they play like what is it, QWE, where their W is still to move forward, but their Q and E is to move left and right? And then they have like their S to move backwards. So it's all personal preference. I could play with, let me see, FTH, right? If it's more comfortable for you, and you could move forward, it's the same basic format as WASD. You just shift down a couple of keys over and it's the same. So you could move back and forth with these, and say you want your D to be like your crouch, and then your C to be your prone. It's all personal preference, and you could do whatever you want with it. I'm just showing you my personal keybinds and the general idea when it comes to setting up your own keybinds. You want it consistent across all games. So when I play Battlefield, when I play Fortnite's a little different because it's building along with it, but the same general concept applies. So you want to have the very best, you know, settings for you. And what I could say, we're going to talk about a little bit of keyboards now. The 60% keyboard, this is a Ducky. Like I said, you can get it for about $100, and it is a really good keyboard. I highly recommend this. I have the cherry red switches, I believe, linear switches, or I can't remember what it is, but it's in the link in the description. And 60% keyboards are really good for when you're first starting out and trying to get used to the keyboard aspect of when it comes to gaming. And one thing that I could say is you want a mechanical keyboard, just because the problem with traditional keyboards is you can try to press W and jump, and while you're holding W, your jump button might not work, right? So because each of the mechanical switches, there are individual for each button that you press. So this is a different button than this, right? Traditional keyboards, it's all like one rubber mat. If you ever taken off a keyboard, traditional keyboards, they have like a little mesh underneath them, and it's like all connected. So that's why I would say getting a mechanical keyboard is really good for you. So I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope it helps you out. Basically getting a 60% keyboard, and it doesn't have to be anything super flashy. Like mine's not super flashy, all the RGB lights. I just wanted something plain simple that works, and this is what I got, and it really has improved my gameplay. Each of the switches are, it's nice feeling, right? So when you're getting used to just running around playing, just, you know, play with your keyboard, right? Just, you want to have everything close together. Some people, they have V as their crouch. I don't like that because my big hands, they get in the way, so I have to, like, it's weird, right? You want something natural to where when you're running around, it's just natural. It feels natural, right? You don't have to do anything to go really far away from your traditional, like I said, WASD. So I hope this really helped you guys out, and like I said, if you enjoy the video, always remember, stay blessed, stay humble, and I will catch you guys in another video. Peace.